Welcome to lesson 83. We're going to graph some polynomial functions. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to look for and annotate those x-intercepts of the graph. We're going to look for that in the polynomial. And then we're going to create or identify the expression or equation from that graph. So just using what we know about the zeros, we're going to try and identify what the right equation is. And then we're going to confirm the answer using our graphing calculators. So let's jump into our first problem. So here we go, our polynomial, and we're going to look for which of these possible expressions could create this shape when factorized. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use what I see here, and I'm noticing there are three places where x crosses the x-axis. In other words, where y equals 0. Happens 3 times. So it's happening at -3, it's happening at 2, and it's happening at 4. So in those places, that's where we're noticing it. So what you're going to do is you're going to set your equations to 0. And we know, because we've done this so many times, and I'm just going to use the first one to help us out. We know that when we have this, we just created, in this case, 3 different equations that we were solving. Well, I'll make this really look like a 3 for 0. And so we had x equals -3, x equaled 2, and x equals 4. And those are the numbers that I actually wanted, which tells me that A would be our correct answer. We are going to use our, we're going to use decimals to confirm. So we're going to do the same thing with B and C, where here we have x is equal to 3, and that right there would be our error. X equals -2. That's also not what we're seeing. And x is equal to -4. So common misconception, you see these numbers here, and you see these numbers here, and you might go, that's it, and you just keep moving. So easy place to make a mistake. In the second one, we have x is equal to -3. We don't even have a 5. Where'd that 5 come from? And that's going to be what makes this one wrong, that it has a 5, and that's also true for the second part. Actually, D has tons wrong. So it has a 5, it has a -2, it has a -4. So tons of things wrong. So we're going to go with A for this one. So far so good, but I'm going to set up decimals. Let's look and confirm. Let's just make sure that this is the right one. All right, we have decimals open. So I'm just going to start putting in the points that we had for A. All right, so we have everything written there. Let's close this up. Yeah, that's the shape we had. There's our shape. Here's our points, -3, 0, 2, 0, and 4, 0. So does it look perfect? No, it's actually kind of stretched out, but it does satisfy all the things we wanted to see happening on our chart. So this could be what created this expression. So kudos. We're going to go to our next problem. All right, we're going to try one more together. And again, just taking a quick look, and I'm seeing that there are 2 places where we have a cross happening, where y is 0 at -1, 0 and at 2, 0. So I'm looking for that. I'm looking for when that is true. And so looking here, I'm noticing on the top one, I have x is equal to -1 and x is equal to +2. And let's look at B. X is equal to -1 and x is equal to +2. So, what's going on here? I'm getting the same answers, but 2 very, very different graphs. So one of them, it just has these 2, and this one has it squared, which means I am going to have another x minus 2. It's as if I would have expanded that instead of the square root sign. So let's explore that and see. I want to explore what's going on with these 2 over here. Let's look at B and D just to see if we can eliminate anything. Here we have x is equal to 1, so we can definitely eliminate this. And x is equal to -2. And on the other side, yep, x is equal to 1 and x is equal to -2, so we are going to eliminate this one as well. So let's actually look at Desmos to identify which of these would be the correct one. And just thinking about what we know about quadratics and stuff, it could be that one of these is creating a parabola. So if I would have had it in another form, it might look different. So let's go into Desmos. All right, we're going to start graphing the first one. So y is equal to x plus 1 and x minus 2 with the square sign. And this is what we wanted to see. So that has the shape that we wanted, and it does connect to the 2 points that we wanted. So let's look at this one. And just for reference, let's look at the other equation. So y is equal to x plus 1 times x plus x minus 2. And that one would have created a parabola. So here's the difference, folks. So in C would have created that parabola, what A creates this lovely, it looks like that loopy loop, like a roller coaster, goes up and down and back up again. So that means that A is our correct answer. And I'm gonna be real with you. First time I did this problem, I chose C. I'm being honest. I looked at it, I was like, oh, there it is. X equals -1, x equals 2. That's my answer. And I didn't think about the first one, A, until I actually tried it on the calculator. And then it clicked, oh yeah, they are 2 different shaped graphs. So it is A and not C. So again, that's why we are going to use this part of our CFS. Identify the zeros, identify which equation or expression can be the correct one to create those zeros, but then verify it with our graphing calculators. That's it for today's lesson, Math Marvels. I hope that my transparency helps you, that everyone can make mistakes. And it's just like, oh, okay, now I know how to fix it. So if that's ever happened to you, that's the way you just shake it off and go, yeah, now I know, and keep it moving. I'll see you in the next lesson. Be well.